Hey everybody, it's time for another Faster Than Light run where unfortunately a recording error totally wiped out an episode I had last time. You'll see we're on run 34 right now. The real shame of it, I guess, is that it was an incredibly short episode with the Crystal Cruiser only making it to Sector 1 where we ran into a boat with a ship with a burst laser 2, a anti-ship drone, a dual laser, and a small bomb. It totally rocked us from the start. So, what we get to do now, essentially, is try again and say, as I was saying before, because you didn't get any of the stuff from my prior spiel about runs and stuff, is that I'm looking to try and unlock the remaining ship types that I have, which is the Crystal B and the Stealth B are what I don't have. I tried to do it with the Crystal Cruiser and that didn't really work out. But we only need one achievement from the Cesario, and that is going to be a tactical approach, which we have to make it to Sector 8 without getting in environmental danger. And that takes some luck, but we do have long-range scanners. Bird of Prey could happen. It needs to be full health and no health in a single cloak. That doesn't happen with the default weapons. But at least now I'm recording the right window, so I know I'm doing the right thing. So we're just going to name this ship, how about the Dark Matters? Why not? So we got 3 people here on our tiny, tiny stealth ship. One of my favorite ships in the game, even still. Even if it is just little. Great, powerful weapon layout at the beginning. And we get a distress beacon and a ship to start with. So let's go to the ship and see if we can hit the distress beacon. And we get a trap. So those lasers are going to be problematic. But I should be able to cloak out of them when they fire. My first priority with this ship is always just be able to cloak out of things like that. You gotta take out your weapons and take out your shields. I might be able to hit 4 rooms with this. That'd be great if I could. 2, 3, 4, and the mini beam sets things on fire. Unfortunately, one of their lasers is still up. I was hoping to avoid that, but it's not an awful surrender for the very first jump, but I'm not going to do it. Unfortunately, I was really trying to get that laser down, so I did mistime my shots. But we should be able to take things out this time. Yep. And see, we get a little more fuel and a little more scrap. Let's see if this distress beacon's going to kill one of our crew. Almost immediately. Go to the surface to investigate. And his mental state is questionable. And he exploded on our ship. Yay. So, time to aid this civilian ship, which is... That's not really a Zoltan crew layout. Unfortunately, we could be facing some missile and ion problems. Let's see if we can go ahead and cloak out that first missile. One downside is that I do have 90% evade, but I'm not going to be able to do a lot about stuff without taking down the Zoltan shield, so I expect to get hit at least once here. Though it is nice to start with level 4 engines, so it does give me some dodge chance, and I did resist system damage there. Unfortunately, there is a massive fire, and that creates a slew of problems, especially when my dual lasers can't hit. And come on, put out the fire. Cloak it. I think I just mistimed that. Yeah. Now let's do what we need to do. I thought the missile had already fired, so that's poo-poo on me. So I take 1 more damage, but Now that they don't have any weapons, they're kind of screwed. That ship did not have a lot of health. Well, it's gone now. Didn't do that all in one cloak, though, so the civilian ship gives us a heavy laser Mark 1, which, at least it's a weapon, and it's a 1-power weapon. So that's actually a pretty good pickup for this early in the game. And I only need to use 45 more scrap to make use of it. Normally, like I said, I like to upgrade my cloaking first, because if I'm not using shields right away, I can usually cloak out of stuff that's going on. And obviously, I'm going to need to get some scrap together to buy some shields at some point. I'd prefer by Sector 2, but I can deal with a lot of weapons. Unfortunately, my engines being taken down doesn't bode too well for me. Especially when I don't have my cloaking powered. Yay! I don't know if I'm going to be able to take out their stuff in time. But at least I can hit these rooms. Good. All that stuff's out of there. So there's one more shot here. It doesn't matter where I hit, just that I do hit. And you're out. So 1 fuel and 10 scrap, and suddenly we are back on board. So what do you got for me, store? Nothing I can use more than likely. Ion Blast 2. Oh, that kinda hurts, cause... So here, the heavy laser will sell for 27. That is really tempting, because if I buy it now, I'm not going to be able to use it for a while. But if I have an Ion Blast 2, I can kill a lot of things in this game. And that gives me something to work towards. So, why not? Let's do it. We have 1 scrap left over. Now we just gotta find more places to spend money on. So we're back down to 1. I'm going to reject your offer. You'll regret this decision. I think I will regret this decision, actually. Because now, drones are the bane of the stealth ship's existence. Bane of it. I'm going to get fired on quite a bit here. And look at my Ion Blast doing me absolutely no good. Like I said, you know what? I knew it was irresponsible for me to buy that going in. So I only have myself to blame for what I'm going through right now. But at least they only have a 2-power drone bay. Unfortunately, I did not take out their weapon system. So we've really got to prioritize that. Yeah, cloaking's what I need to fix next. Oh wait, I can be beaming them this whole time, because they don't have shields active. Alright. I'm not going to accept that surrender, as tempting as it is, because I can just beam them to death. And if they're all going to repair their shields, more power to them. Because they're going to get beamed in the face. And no fuel, but I also have no air right now. So gotta fix that. And then we're going to go cloaking, shields, and then focus on upgrading our weapons a little bit. Plenty of stuff to do. Already I'm a very scrap-hungry ship. Alright, so back to the store. I was hoping those would be connected, so that's a wasted jump. 18 scrap. I guess I could repair, but I'm going to try and put that scrap towards something else that's more useful. Okay, we'll never surrender our crew. So let's see if we can get some more crew. Oh my god, beam drones. That's how many drones in a row? Too many. So now I've gotta take out. If I had level 2 cloak, I'd be in much safer places right now. So now I've gotta focus on that room. That room actually scares me way more than their weapon room, although this is another pretty nasty loadout. But their beam drone is down. I'm just gonna get fired on. Oh, nope. So right now my augment is saving my ass. Let's see if we can just take him out here. I'll accept their offer. I could use a crew member, especially if it's an NG that's going to repair things. And if I ever get shields, you can be on them. Now my health situation's a little perilous. I'm actually jumping without having my cloaking repaired, which is pretty irresponsible. And I'm taking on a pirate who can outgun me a little bit. So yeah, that ion blast is right now dead weight 80 scrap that I could have spent on something else. At least we were able to cloak out of one shot. So now we gotta see if we can just take out some systems here. Start with their weapons. Oh, it's an ion bomb. That's kind of a relief. Oh, they ioned our oxygen. Whatever will we not breathe? For all the times I don't power my own oxygen. There we go. I like seeing your cockpit on fire. And managed to get that dodge in time. Bye-bye. Little Zoltan ship that could... And we had some bonus scrap. So unfortunately, it looks like we're only going to have a few more... Probably just 3 more jumps to the end. So maybe we'll get something good here. Nope, nothing around. Oh, fuck. I don't know if this counts as a hazard for the sake of the achievement, but this could spell the end of this run just as quickly. You only transported 1 guy on, though. Okay. So we'll just take out... We'll just go ahead and take out the air here. And see what you want to do about it. Because right now they have a very nasty assortment of weapons. They have 2 shields. All I can say at this point is, I hope I haven't just screwed myself. But I probably have. Because I cannot hurt them if I keep missing. However, I can cloak and try and dodge. Oh, miss, thank you. My poor little NG is just gonna punch, punch, punch away very slowly. So let's see. I don't know if I can mini beam 4 rooms, but I can hit 3. So we're gonna jump out of here as soon as we can. Oh no. So that missile, whew, avoided the missile because I was not going to be able to cloak out of that, unfortunately. We are in a nasty spot here. Because now we've got to survive this jump as well. We're losing air. We're getting fired on. So let's see. Like I said, I don't know if this counts for the achievement or not, but I guess I should have gone south. Okay, oh boy, so now we have no oxygen. We gotta dodge this. Thank you. And we really need the air, so we're gonna actually pull our pilot off to get the repair in as well. Even though I guess to survive more I do need. Let's get some freaking air back in here, please. Whew. Yeah, I am not doing so hot in Sector 1 today, it would look like. Okay, so let's get out of here. You don't reward anything anyway, and look, that jump up there, I had somehow totally miscalculated. I guess that would be 1, 2. So now I get to survive a third one. And I've been able to upgrade my stealthing, and I think we're in trouble. Because we're going to get beamed all to hell, and I have no shields. My people have not had an opportunity to recover. That one heavy laser's not my worry, it's the 2 beams. Okay, the 1 beam, so that's a start. I do have some promise here. Oh boy. Am I gonna make it? At least I'm getting him in trouble a little bit. There we go. I'm gonna survive this after all. Totally irresponsible play in the first sector. I could even kill him. But rebel or pirate controlled, like I said, I have no idea if going through the rebel fleet counts as an environmental hazard or not for the sake of the achievement, but the important thing is that we are still on our feet. And I don't care if there's a store nearby, there's nothing I can spend it on. So we're just going to up our cloaking and then up our reactor next. Because that was a lot of jumps for... And it's not like my last run where I could just, oh ho ho, look, it's another... Or the last run I got on tape with the Zoltan, so... Look at all these environmental hazards, things I can't avoid. We have to go here. The way is set out for us. And we're gonna attack the pirates. Suddenly I'm wishing I just had my little dinky shield. Actually, what I'm wishing is that I had any shields. That's what I'd like. So we got 95 oxygen. Good enough to cloak. We don't really need breathing in space. Let's do 2 beam damage. Good, so their shield's down now. So now I just gotta hope I don't suffocate or get my weapons shot at just like that. NG, fix it. Now I can't just keep running from encounters. Like, I'm gonna need the scrap. What I can do is use my cloaking effectively to dodge, and then take out their weapon system next time. At least they don't have a beam drone. I'm not going to accept their surrender, because they have no more weapons. Just hanging on by a thread. Just gotta do 4 damage, there we go. Alright, a halberd beam. I would be set with a halberd beam, dual lasers, and ion blast if I can just find a store and survive. So I'm not going to risk going up there and that not being connected. We are going to go down here because we're still going to go for the achievement. Try and unlock the ship. Oh, we'll see what we can find over here. Maybe I should have gone to the store first to repair. Yeah, their beam weapon kind of and 2 shields tells me it's probably my best interest to accept their bribe. So let's hear 40 scrap. Now the titanium casing has saved our butt multiple times. But I think right now it's more important that we get scrap. I can't afford shields. An Ion Blast would have been more than sufficient for my purposes instead of an Ion Blast 2, but what can you do? Right now we need to repair a lot of this. In fact, we are going to go ahead and, I know I keep getting further and further away from the 150 there, but what we're going to do for our ship, if I can get back to the ship menu, is go ahead and upgrade our weapons once. We need oxygen. But then we can start working on upgrading our reactor. And at least for these early sectors, these 3 weapons should be sufficient for killing some stuff. Of course, gotta actually survive to make it through. So far we're doing fine, I guess. The stealth ship's pretty stressful until you can get shields, which is part of the reason the Shieldless challenge is so interesting, and I've kind of done that on accident so far. But I think what it's really going to boil down to for this run is how can I manage my systems, and we've got a lot of jumps before we're going to have anybody catch up with us. So, track them. Thrilled to be found by friendlies. We get another crew member, so hooray, we have a rock person who's not going to do a ton, but can help with borders. And I know we're flying with 1 scrap, and we're flying back towards the fleet. This is actually a situation where advanced flight navigation would help me, but at least this guy only has 1 shield, and because my oxygen's had time to power up, I should be okay. Operative word being should. So let's see here. We can do 4 damage here. Yes, we can, and take out their weapons. So that worked out brilliantly. And the reason that I try and fire the lasers before the cloak starts is because it does actually eat through my cloak time. If I don't. And now, because you got 1 shield, which is infinitely more than the amount of shield that I have, you all can just explode, die, and I get a small bomb. And we get some hull repairs, so we've got a lot of interesting weapons, and we've got kind of an in-game loadout just sitting here waiting for us. So that's money we don't have to spend later. Small bombs, useful, arguably more useful than the Ion Blast for our purposes right now. But I think the bigger thing now is just trying to get our systems in line to where we can get shields, where we can actually upgrade our weapons. Where we can... Probably going to go ahead and upgrade my reactor just once, so at least I can fly around with air in the bin. Okay, so if these 2 aren't connected, I'm just going to laugh. So I got 3 fuel. And since they're taking out my engines anyway, might as well ion their weapon system down. Although it's going to hurt my cloak time a little bit to auto-fire like that. So maybe I should just stick with... Whoa, okay. So remember, that's only 60% chance to dodge because of the current ailment that my ship's going through, so no guarantees. But they also have no shields right now, so we'll just fire at will. Now, if there is one thing that irritates me a little bit with how this game does ion weapons, is that they do tend to gravitate towards the shields first. And there's times where I just want to ion down the weapon system. The only way to really reliably do that is with a bomb. But I'll take 4 fuel. every time. So, no distress beacon, no rebel fleet pursuit, please, for the love of God. And we're just going to attack this slave ship, and we desperately need the scrap. I think we're fine on crew for now. So... see if we can get that dual laser to fire. Oh well, took 2 damage. It's a shame, but what can you do? Just gotta try and take down their shields. There we go. So it should be sitting fairly pretty here. Surrender is not an option. We may get a crew member anyway, but I want the scrap. So don't hit me. Whew. Thank you for dodging. So I don't need to do anything other than just beam you to death. Kablooey, and many lives were probably lost on that ship. I think that's a little more than probably. So now we're kind of at the conundrum of I'd really like to have one more power for my engines, but I'd really like... oh, well, I'd really not like to fight a bunch of Mantis right now. So what that means is we are upgrading our doors, because there's a high chance of getting boarded in this kind of sector.